Did you know humans are the only species that can vividly imagine a future they absolutely hate and then still do nothing to stop it? Like, we will sit there picturing ourselves broke, stuck, burnt out, lonely, binge watching reruns of a show we don't even like anymore, and then go right back to scrolling TikTok like that vision didn't just slap us across the face. That's not laziness, that's self sabotage in high def. And we do it all the time. You won't grow until you get tired of yourself. And I don't mean tired like, ugh, I need a nap. I mean the kind of tired where your soul starts gagging on your own patterns, where your brain says the same excuse it's been saying for 5 years, and even you don't believe it anymore. The kind of tired where you hear yourself say, this is just how I am. And suddenly, there's this quiet voice that whispers, but what if it's not? That's the beginning, not the breakdown, not the rock bottom, not the perfect plan. That quiet little rebellion in your chest, when you finally stop accepting your own nonsense as truth. That moment you look in the mirror and you don't recognize yourself. Not because you've changed, but because you've been performing for so long, you forgot what you even look like when you're real. We all reach that place, some sooner, some later. But eventually, you wake up and realize you've been sleepwalking through your own life, living in loops, mistaking movement for momentum, repeating, rationalizing, surviving. And somewhere along the way, you started calling that living. You ever notice how people say, I'm fine, with dead eyes? Like the word itself has been hollowed out. Fine doesn't mean fine anymore. It means I'm functioning just enough to not scare anyone. It means I don't want to talk about it. It means I don't know how to fix it, so I'm pretending it's not broken. But the cracks are there, in how short your fuse is, in how loud the silence feels, in how often you need noise just to avoid your own thoughts, in how many tabs you have open in your head, in how heavy your body feels when you're not even doing anything. That's not laziness. That's the weight of pretending. Pretending you're okay. Pretending this version of you is sustainable. Pretending you don't hear that voice saying, this isn't it. Let me tell you a story. It's not flashy. It's not dramatic. It's real. There was a woman who had everything people said she should want. Good job, stable relationship, nice place, decent health, even a dog. And yet she cried brushing her teeth, not because anything had happened, but because nothing had. She wasn't sad, she was numb. Everything in her life had been carefully chosen to protect her from risk, but it also protected her from meaning. One day, she's driving home and pulls into a gas station. Nothing special, just a gas station. But she sits in the car and doesn't get out, just sits there for 20 minutes, crying. Not because of a breakup or a loss, but because she realized she didn't want to go home, not to her apartment, not to her life. And right there, in the parking lot next to Pump 5, she finally told the truth. I don't like who I've become. That moment wasn't the end. It was the beginning. Because once you stop lying to yourself, the healing starts. Slowly, painfully, beautifully. That's what I mean when I say you won't grow until you get tired of yourself. Until the version of you that's settled becomes unbearable. Until you'd rather be lost than fake. Until you'd rather be alone than tolerated. Until you'd rather rebuild from rubble than keep repainting a house with a crumbling foundation. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to get honest. Honesty is the beginning. Not discipline, not hustle. Honesty. What are you pretending not to know? What version of you are you still performing? Because you're afraid of what would happen if you actually showed up as yourself. Real growth isn't a glow-up montage. It's not spa days and vision boards and morning routines with aesthetically pleasing smoothies. It's sobbing in your car at lunch. It's confronting your own bitterness. It's noticing that every time you're about to take a risk, you suddenly feel tired. It's realizing you've been choosing peacekeepers over truth tellers, habits over healing, and shame over sovereignty. But here's the best part. When you get tired enough, you change. Not because someone told you to, not because you read a quote, but because you're done. The same way a snake doesn't shed its skin because it wants to. It sheds because it has to. The skin becomes too tight. The old identity starts suffocating. And suddenly, discomfort becomes the invitation. The stretching, the peeling, the vulnerable in between, that's where you remember who you are. And listen, I know it's scary. I know it feels like death. And in a way, it is. It's the death of the you that you used to need. The one who coped the best they could. The one who survived what was meant to break them. But now it's time to stop surviving and start becoming. You don't owe anyone your suffering. You don't owe the old version of you anything but gratitude. Thank them for getting you this far, and then leave them behind. And if you feel resistance right now, if something in you wants to scroll away, click away, distract away, pause. That's the edge. That's the place your next self is waiting. Sit with it. Let it crack you open. Because something amazing happens when you stop protecting your limitations. You start discovering your power. And I want to ask you something real. What version of you are you finally tired of? The one who always apologizes for taking up space? The one who talks about big dreams but never follows through? The one who says, I'm fine when you're actually drowning? The one who keeps dating people who don't even see you? Drop it in the comments. I mean it. Be real. Be raw. Let it out. Because once you name it, you own it. And when you own it, you can release it. And maybe, just maybe, your honesty becomes the flashlight someone else needed to find their own truth. So, don't hold back. This isn't just a video. It's a conversation. It's a turning point. It's a mirror. And maybe the next version of you is reading these comments right now, silently begging for permission to evolve. So give it. Be the spark. And if you're thinking, well, I don't know where to start, that's okay. Start by telling the truth. Start by doing one thing different today. Say no to something that drains you. Say yes to something that scares you. Turn your phone off for 2 hours. Go for a walk without headphones. Let your silence speak. You don't need a total life makeover. You need momentum. And the only way to get it is to move. Even if it's small. Even if you're scared. Even if you're shaking. Move anyway. Because guess what? No one's coming to save you. That realization hurts. But it also sets you free. Because if no one's coming, then you get to become the person you've been waiting for. You get to choose. You get to show up. And you get to become someone your past self would cry tears of joy to meet. That person is already inside you. They're just waiting for you to stop dragging your feet and finally say, let's go. So yeah, you won't grow until you get tired of yourself, but once you do, nothing can stop you. Not your past, not your fear, not your doubt, because now you're awake. Now you're aware. And now you're done pretending. So breathe, begin, and don't look back. This one's for you.